Hello and welcome to the Federal. The Delhi University has recently imposed a complete ban on any kind of protests, public meetings, gatherings on its campus for an entire month starting February 17th. And this has been done supposedly, after clashes broke out on campus uh, after an event organized by the All India Students Association in support of the UGC equity regulations. Now, the Delhi University administration has said that this was done because sometimes protests and gatherings get out of hand and they escalate, and the organizers are not able to manage it. But in a sense, it's an unprecedented sort of move. So to try and make sense of it and also see, the broader kind of implications and understanding of this decision, we have with us DU Professor Apoorvanand. Thank you for joining us, sir. Straightway, let me begin by asking you, how do you view this decision by the Delhi University administration?
It's very disappointing to see Delhi University administration uh, in a way abdicating its duty and resorting to such an act, uh, which is to ban protests of all kinds for a month. And as you said, that this decision was taken after a scuffle between two groups in a protest called by a forum, not by All India Student Association. It was joint forum, which was agitating to implement the guidelines which was suggested by the UGC to end discrimination on the campuses. So this was the protest, and in that protest, as reports tell us, that there were some YouTubers entered, and they tried to create a ruckus, and that led to greater scuffle. Uh, that YouTuber, we can watch it on the video, she hit one of the activists, and then the activist tried to hand over the YouTuber to the police. Police allowed the YouTuber to go free. Then the activists went to the police station to register an FIR or a report. There they found a mob waiting for them. And it was very dangerous because mob were raising slogans like "Goli Maro," which is now the favorite slogan of, affiliates of the Bharatiya Janata Party. And they were literally mobbed, but the police saved them. Thanks to Delhi police, they were saved. But they had to remain holed up in police station till 12 in the night. So it was all because of this mob, which calls itself nationalist and upper caste, and it was raising slogans like Brahmanwad Zindabad. So one can see which are the elements which are trying to do violence. It's not the protesters. Protesters who were asking the UGC or the Supreme Court or the authorities to implement the guidelines suggested by the UGC, and that was ordered by the Supreme Court itself. They were agitating in favor of those guidelines. There was no violence from that side. Some elements entered and tried to disrupt the protest. So what authorities are supposed to do is to stop the disruptors and not tell the protesters that you don't do protest, because some people will come and disrupt. This, I think, is not performing your role as law and order authority and as university administration. That is abdication of your duty.
Right.
And I think it's wrong. This decision is wrong and very disappointing.
Okay. So, is this, at least in my memory, I cannot recall such a decision being taken, such a blanket ban for an entire month in DU's at least recent history. And it's not as though Delhi University is not a political campus or even, violent incidents of various natures have not taken place on campus earlier, some even by the affiliates of the ruling dispensation. So I wanted to know, is this first of all an unprecedented thing, or and has it happened before, or how would you see that then? What this kind of decision?
What university has done before is to outlaw the protests by the anti-government organizations. Can you hear me, Aranya?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Because your video has frozen. Anyways,
Oh.
so no, what I'm trying to say is that university, even before, has outlawed or banned protests or activities by anti-establishment organizations, uh, which are critics of the present government. So those protests have been banned. Protesters have been penalized, suspended, expelled, their PhD degree withheld, and different kinds of punitive measures have been taken against those who protest against the government. But no action has been taken against those who, in fact, perpetrate violence on these protests. The ABVP people have not been penalized at all. We have seen repeated incidents of violence uh, from that side. But I have not read a report which says that university has tried to initiate a penal action against the ABVP people. So the ABVP people or uh, people affiliated to the present government are allowed uh, not only to do what they want to do, but to disrupt the programs and the protests of other organizations. Uh, so university there decides to just stand by and watch things happening. This is the first time. And why has university taken this decision? Because this is a very sensitive issue. Here you will see Dalits and students and others belonging to the other backward castes coming together to protest. Socially, it becomes very costly for the BJP. So what they want to do is not to allow these communities to come out and be seen in public protesting against the government. That is what they want to do. And that is why this decision has been taken, to disallow any protest by, because protest, who is going to protest? Uh, for first 2-3 days, we saw protests by the quote unquote general category, which is wrong, because they were mostly upper caste students. So they were protesting against the regulations. Then the Supreme Court intervened and stayed the implementation of those regulations. Now, uh, uh, students and others belonging to Dalit and other backward communities, they are on the street protesting against the stay. This is what the university wants to stop. And that is why this decision has been taken. It's a very political decision. Uh,
So
to
you're
help
saying that the decision has been taken only keeping in mind that they do not want any kind of support for the UGC equity regulations. It is dangerous
Yes.
for them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Sir, the other thing I wanted to ask you, ye, when you see right now, even in JNU, the Students' Union, there has been an unprecedented action there also. The union has been, banned from campus and rusticated, and they are also fighting their own thing. But as far as this government is concerned, I think there is a difference in the way they approach both universities. While they've both been very politically active campuses, Delhi University has produced a lot of political leaders, many of them from the BJP. And even now, both the DU Students Union and the Teachers Association are, they are being led by BJP, RSS affiliated bodies. So it is a little more difficult to understand why the university or the government is taking this kind of a step in a campus like DU. So, what do you have to say about that?
You talked about two campuses and difference between the two. There is a difference between the nature of student politics in JNU and Delhi University. In Delhi University, it's largely money and muscle power, which decides the nature of the student politics. And in JNU, it's very different. In JNU, what they have been doing for last 10 years is to make life difficult for student organizations which are called left student organizations. You saw it happening in 2016. Now it's 10 years after 2016, when Umar Khalid Kanhaiya, Ramanaga, Anirban Bhattacharya, and others, they were arrested, they were jailed. So that was the beginning of attack on student activism in JNU. But even after 11 years of BJP rule, they have not been able to make a significant dent in the student politics of JNU. That they have not been able to do. But there, if you closely observe what is happening on the campus, the most of the campus is now out of bounds for these student organizations. The post dinner meetings in the mess of hostel mess of the hostels of JNU have stopped. So student activities have stopped. Now you have only a corner. I am told that outside Sabarmati hostel, there is a lawn and you are allowed to hold your meetings there. But even there, if you go and try to organize a meeting, the security guards try to disrupt or create trouble. So life for student activism in JNU has become very, very difficult after 2016. And it's getting increasingly difficult. Now, you saw restriction of all JNU SU functionaries recently. So that is how they are trying to disable student activism in JNU. In Delhi University, it's difficult because it's different because in Delhi University, left activism doesn't have much support or popular support, but still is there. So in Delhi University, ABVP and NSUI are the main contenders, and it has been like this for decades. Now, what the university authorities are trying to do is to not allow any other voice to be heard on the campus, voice other than that of BJP. We are made to understand that ABVP or BJP are not doing politics, they are doing nationalism, whereas other student organizations are doing politics. And they don't want politics, they want nationalism, which ABVP does, which BJP does. So it's not politics. What All India Student Association does, or SFI does, or NCI does, is politics, and they don't want politics. That is the attitude.
Right. So finally, I want to ask you, now that this has happened, how do you see this playing out in DU? Do you think there will be more protests? In fact, I mean, they're banned, but what do you think will happen now?
I don't know. I can't make any prediction. But I think that students can see through these orders. University, the Vice Chancellor the other day issued a statement. He expressed concern over violence. But 2 days before this whole story of violence, 2 days before that, there was a meeting going on at the gate of arts faculty, and there some people threw a bucket full of water, which barely missed Professor S. Irfan Habib. It wet his clothes, and then stones were thrown. The university security personnel were very much there, but the university authorities and the vice chancellor did not express any concern then. That tells you something. And students can see through this. And I think that if there is anger, if there is frustration, if there is a criticism of the government, it will get expressed in some form. If you want to suppress it, it will not be suppressed. And the best way for university authorities and the most honest thing that we will expect them to do is to maintain peace on the campus. It's not the protesters who are creating this ruckus or who are doing violence. It's attack on protesters. And who are attacking? They can be identified. University security personnel are there, CCTV cameras are there. Who are attacking? You cannot equate the two, and you cannot say that both for us are similar, and we will treat them in equally. Both are not equal.
Right.
One is protesting. One is exercising their right to free expression, to protest, and the other is trying to create violence. So you have to differentiate between the two.